listening to her angels and spirit guides bring me messages. And she listened to everything that I said, and she followed through, did her work. And I say that because a healer will assist you with information. Like I say, I feel I'm a messenger of spirit, so I will tune in and listen. But then you, as the client, you have to take those messages and you do with them as you will. You're going to either listen to them and you're going to shift things in your life and you're going to make more time for yourself. You're going to embrace more self-love time, or you'll ignore those messages and just go right back to that stressful way of living, focusing on fear rather than abundance, focusing on separation rather than unity, and not much will change for that client. They'll still stay stuck. They may still struggle. But this client was a good listener, and she did her work. And within a couple days, she contacted me and said, you know, Tanya, I don't know what it is you're doing because it doesn't really make any sense to me, but all of my pain is gone. All the arthritis is gone. And it was just blowing her mind. She didn't understand how this was even possible. But she said she knew, a part of her knew that it was possible to heal, and that she refused to listen to doctors tell her that she couldn't. And so as she healed all of that, she was blown away, but she also was ready for it and she was open for it. And so about, I want to say 6 months later, she contacted me and she let me know that she just wanted to let me know she was so grateful and that she was still totally pain-free. And I bring this up because I feel these shifts in consciousness that are being presented to us, and we're giving these opportunities to really see from a place of wholeness, a science and a spiritual wholeness. We're really opening ourselves up to remembering so much more that we're capable of. And with this healing work, it's truly going to change the planet. I feel like there's, like myself, there's many of us that are here to kind of ignite this awareness, and we're kind of the pioneers that are setting, you know, the torchbearers, bringing the truth and the light. And it's going to really open up great opportunities for healing and shifts for the planet. And I feel there will be a time where just cutting into people randomly and experientially and giving drugs and things will really be looked upon as kind of barbaric as we evolve. Right. Because so much of the time that's not necessary. And so as I'm using that woman as the example, because I know that there's many of you that are maybe tuning in that you're struggling in some way. It could be you have a physical ailment, or it could be that you have a relationship situation. Maybe you're struggling with your own confidence, your own self-worth. Whatever it is, it can completely be cleared, and you're able to be assisted on an energetic level. And so that is what I have offered myself as a healer, as my intention is to serve and assist those who are ready. And when I say those who are ready, I really mean that. I'm not here to go chase people down and push this on them or have to prove to them that this is what they need. It really will be, if you felt drawn in today, if you felt summoned in, and you're working through something and you know deep down you need some assistance, that's the first step, is acknowledging that. And then listening to your intuition and trusting that what you want to heal is possible, and allowing yourself to connect with myself or another healer that you feel is of a high vibration and that you trust. So that would be the first step, is that you call that in, and then that you trust in it, and you trust in the opportunity of wholeness, that you believe in your right to wholeness, that you believe in your right to abundance, and that you allow yourself to align. And so, like I said, myself and many other healers, we're going to be the messengers that will help with this, and will bring you the messages you need, kind of like a personal trainer. We're going to give you a plan. We're going to give you the messages of what you need to address and our intuitive guidance on how best to reach your goal. And then you, as the client and the recipient of this energy, will have to do your own work. You're going to have to really realize that that first clearing is going to clear a lot from your auric field. So all that past life debris, all the cellular memory of things that maybe even unconsciously are affecting you today, when you allow a healer to come in and assist you in clearing that and showing you a path to your wholeness and helping you remember who you are, you're going to be amazed of what is possible and how capable and powerful you are. But until you can clear all that fear, many humans will just unconsciously keep living out the same patterns again and again. They'll keep dating that same energy again and again, and keep creating partnerships with the same energies again and again, because at some level, if they don't feel they're worthy or just deserving or good enough, they'll attract that into their life. So I'm going to pause for a second and see, do we have any questions or anybody that's calling in, Amnon?
Not yet. You will.
Okay.
You will.
Okay. So yeah, feel free to call in if you want to share any testimonials, especially if you have worked with me. I would totally encourage you to call in or to write in and just share your perspective. Let me go into, I'll give a few more examples. As far as physically, I assisted, I think I shared this briefly on one of my shows where I assisted my dog. She had a tumor that was a pretty good size, like little, those little bouncy balls you get out of the machines. She had one sticking out of her neck, and it concerned me. And so I went into a meditation and just kind of tuned in on what to do and was guided to go and just assist her with an auric clearing, and worked on her for about 45 minutes, clearing her body, clearing her auric field of any toxins, any lower vibrational energies that had attached to her, and just setting her clear. And then I set the intention just to dissolve that tumor as if it weren't real. And so part of it is not being too attached to the so-called reality. If something's frightening you or it's disturbing, disruptive, we can see it and go, okay, that's what's here now, and here's where we're going. Here's what we're going to set our focus on, and we're going to clear that. And so as I set that intention, worked with her for about 45 minutes, at the end of that tumor was completely dissolved. And my daughter was here when it happened, and she had felt it before, and then she reached over and felt it, and she was like, what the hell? She was freaked out by it, but I think my family's starting to get a little more used to all these miracles that happen around me. But the point is that, I could have gone with an approach of traditional method of go to the vet, have them cut her open, put her under anesthesia, a lot of unnecessary things to have the same result through energy healing. So I'm making a point about this because I know that there's many of you that feel, we've been trained to go to the doctor, go get something cut off, go get something.
That's a good program.
Just get some medicine and put it in there and hope it works. And there's definitely other alternatives if you're open to it that I have witnessed. I'm actually writing a book about all the different things I've seen, so that I can help people understand this. But let's see, so my dog, physical, I talked about the woman with her arthritis. That was a very physical experience. I've had some clients. I had a woman who, when I was working with her, we had a vision together of a past life she had had where she was a slave, and she was sharing with me her experience, what she saw, and how it was very painful. And empathically, I felt that she had died in the field in really extreme conditions, very, like overheating and just like feeling of being in the hot sun and just having your brain boiled.
Terrible.
And it was terrible. And this was a past life, but in this life, I would say she was in her maybe 60s, and her whole life she said she never felt free to just go outside. She always felt anxiety if she'd be outside.
Sad.
She never desired to garden or do anything like that, working with the land. And after we cleared that in a work clearing, she contacted me a couple days later, and she came in and saw me and gave me a big hug and was just like, "Oh my God, Tanya, I cannot believe it, but I just feel different." And she told me that yesterday I was out gardening, and I don't know why, but I've never felt drawn to do that. And now all of a sudden I feel okay. Like I feel safe to be outside. And so this healing work can assist us at a level that doesn't even sometimes logically make sense. For those that are maybe new to this kind of work, it may really challenge your thinking, and be open to that. Be willing to allow your mind to be expanded and challenged, because it's really those who are open are the ones who are going to have the most amazing and profound experiences. And those who are very attached to belief system or anything that limits or controls what is possible, they're going to be the ones that will have, more struggle as far as having shifts in their own experience. And it's only because of them. They're really the ones blocking that flow. So take a little sip of water. I'll kind of walk you through an intuitive auric clearing. Like what I do first of all is I will meditate and just bring my mind into stillness, and I will ask to have access to the Akashic records of the ones coming to see me. So whatever client's coming, and then I just tune in meditation, and I just let go and just allow myself to be an open channel to receive information. And then often when the clients show up, or even if I'm tuning in with them remotely and they live in, Texas or the East Coast, it doesn't really matter. I'll just intuitively have a feeling about what may be going on with that client. I'll start energetically tuning into them, and I'll just start to know things and feel things. And then when I meet with them, I'll explain what I'm about to do, and I'll have them just lie down either in their own homes, or if they're in my healing space, they'll lay down. And I have calm music, and I just ask them to relax and just let go, just to open themselves to receive. And I remind them to set their intention of what it is they're ready to clear, and to set their intention for what they're ready to call in. And then I just kind of I go to their crown of their body, the top of their head. And first thing I do is I call in angelic assistance, and I just sort of feel the angels arriving and kind of surrounding the client and myself with supportive energy. And then I'll ask Michael to tune in and just start clearing the lower vibrational energies, any disruptive energies or entities that are connected to the human from a physical level. And then I'll ask him to clear it from their auric field, which is kind of that bubble that contains the soul. So it's kind of like the physical body. There's different layers, like emotional body, mental body, the
spiritual body.
I'm just like losing my emotional body, mental body, and then there's the auric field that's got all of that information inside of it. And so basically, once I tune into all of that, then I start to go into the human and just tune into their crown. I connect to their third eye, their ear chakras. We clear those, the throat chakra, and I'm just listening. I'm walking around, I'm listening. If there's any energy that needs cleared out of there, or any emotional cords that need cut, I start cutting those and releasing it. The energy is always released to the band of mercy angels, so I release it.
He's doing a good job.
A visual I could give you to make sense of it is kind of like Superman, where there's the guys that are trying to, kill Superman with kryptonite, and they've come from his planet, and they contain them, and they put them in that little cube capsule and send them into the universe. That's pretty much like what we're doing. We're containing this energy, and we're just sending it to another dimensional space to be assisted, so that those entities can have a chance for rehabilitation. And When I talk about entities, it might kind of blow some people's minds, but you'd be amazed of what is attached to some humans that is not them. So an example would be an alcoholic, somebody who's got a drinking problem or a drug addiction. When they're high or when they're drunk and they kind of check